Hey, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. And it's probably closest I'm ever going to have to a real cowboy because he wears, cowboy suits, and I don't have any cowboy suits. Please welcome the incomparable Bobby Dove to the program, and the applause goes off. Yay!
Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay. Wow. I can't believe you just called me some version of a legit cowboy. So thank you, because that is never, no one else has ever given me that. That's for sure. I'm more of a cowpoke with a nice suit, for sure.
Cool. I like that. Yeah. I gotta get me one of them suits. I
Yeah.
got Boyne Western wearing my radar, let me tell you.
Jay Boyne. Yeah. Jay
Yeah.
Boyne all the way.
Yeah.
Actually, I might make another one. Shh.
Hey, Jay
I'm
Boyne,
planning.
you want to sponsor the program? I'm looking for a new sponsor. Bobby, tell me all about the new album, The Fortune Teller.
Well, Fortune Teller.
Fortune
Um,
Teller.
is a new album that has 13 songs. 12 of them are out on DSP. One of them, that 13th song that is not out on DSP and also didn't make it on the vinyl because it would have been too long, is Blaze Foley's song called "If I Could Only Fly."
Oh, I love that tune.
Yes, so that's on
Beautiful.
if you get my record on Bandcamp, if you download it on Bandcamp, the whole record, you'll get that 13th song, or if you buy a CD, otherwise it can't be found right now.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, so it's out there, and then the rest of them are original songs. One of them's a co-write with Jim Lauderdale.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and I'm actually debating right now whether I'm gonna pay for another radio Americana radio promotion campaign to get that particular song, the co-write with Jim Lauderdale, Did I Speak Too Soon? And it's recorded like a duet and between him and I. So the question is, am I going to pour more money into Americana radio promotions, which it's hard because I'm not touring the States right now anyways. I don't know if how much I should talk about this type of crap, but these are the types of things I'm thinking about right now. Like
This is the kind
what
of
what
stuff
is
we
the
want to
end
talk
goal?
about on this
Oh
program.
yeah. Oh cool. Yeah, it's like what is the sort of like what is the end goal, or like where is it all leading? Because there's so much stuff, so much great music and also not great music coming up right now. And it's a lot of it's a very competitive thing out there.
I know. Bobby, whatever you're doing though in your career, you must be doing something very well. Of course, your music is fantastic because you always seem to land great names that you work with. I mean, you got some really top-notch producers. How did you get those folks involved? What's the pitch to get a good producer involved with that?
Oh, well, he kind of pitched it to me some years ago and was like something like, Bobby, we got to make a record together or I'll kill you or something. So there was like I think there was like a death threat involved, or maybe not kill. I don't know what it was.
Gotta love it.
But definitely, I was definitely with Goldie, with Aaron Goldstein, I was definitely like approached by him. And I also like had asked him for advice on past things. And as far as like co-producing with Bazil Donovan for the record before that for Hopeless Romantic. I mean, he was in my band, so
Hmm.
in Toronto, my Toronto band. So it was a natural thing when I mentioned that when I to record, he said I'd love to co-produce it. And I said, well, I'd love for you to co-produce it. And then Tim Vesely, who was engineering
Yeah.
to begin with, ended up mixing with me as well. He ended up making all kinds of creative inputs as well. And then he said, I'd love to have a co-producer credit on this album. And I said, well, I'd love to give you a co-producer credit on this album. So that all went really well.
Nice.
Um, as far as I would say I definitely did some additional production for Fortune Teller, okay?
Hmm.
And I have to let you know that my pronouns are they, them. But when you called me he, him, I felt this weird, happy feeling in my heart of like, I'm a fucking cowboy, bitches.
Sorry,
So I'm
Bobby.
not correcting
I'm
you.
practicing. I'm trying to
I'm
get
not
everything.
correcting you. I'm just letting you know. But if you want to he him me, you can he him me all the way to the hay loft.
There you
All
go.
the way to the
Well,
hay loft. Oh,
not a
that could be a
problem.
country song. He him me all the way to the hay loft. And then what? Dot dot dot.
That's your song,
Maybe
not
no.
mine.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I can't write that one.
Okay, start work on it with one of my pens. I have a kind of a I'm having like a manual fixation. The urge to smoke has been very strong, and so it's like I need something in
You're
my
cutting,
hand right now.
trying to save the lungs, are you?
I've been saving them for 2.5 years now, and
Don't
I have days, you know?
don't quit quitting. That's the big thing.
What?
Don't quit quitting smoking.
Oh, don't quit. Wait, am I don't quit? I'm like, is that your real sage advice?
No, I smoked and trust me, I quit twice. Once because I
It's
took up
good.
cigars.
Mm,
Yeah.
right, right.
So
You know, I have
anyway,
nicotine spray, right? Let me grab my nicotine spray. Hold on.
oh Lord.
Yeah, let me just grab that. I'm just having one of those days.
Yeah, you
It's
got to
right
do what you
there.
got to do.
Yeah, because I'm having a nice cup of tea and this is
See,
like a trigger moment, you
this is what
know?
makes the Lonesome Cowboy more fun. Okay, well, I don't want to trigger anything, so
No, no, no. You're good. We're good. Sorry.
you were born in Montreal, Bobby. And then now here you are in Manitoba, the land of Wab Kinew. Um, Tell me, how did that go? What brought you to Manitoba from Montreal?
Maybe it was Wab Canoe. He's a dreamboat.
I do love him.
But no, it wasn't him at first. It was though he helped me stay a little bit. I well the pandemic broke out just around the time that I was fighting my landlord to stay in my cheap apartment. He was claiming that his daughter wanted to move in and that, you know, it was a rent eviction. And
Oh yeah.
I I was taking him to court, basically to rental court, to either him pay me off or let me stay. And the end of the day, he had to pay me off. And I promised myself that this was the last apartment that I was going to rent in Montreal. It was me and my cat, Salem, who lived to be 21 years old. I brought him out here with me.
Nice.
There was I want to say love interest, but it was probably more sordid than that. And hey, we are in lockdown, okay?
Yeah, I get it,
You
man.
know,
I get it.
suddenly, you know, an Instagram message, you know, leads to talking all night, and one thing leads to another, and I gotta be with you. I gotta move to Manitoba. Sorry.
See, there it
I'm being
goes.
super candid. I'm just being super candid today. But anyways,
You
yeah,
should.
so there I went, like with all of those things being factors, and also the fact that I was one of those people during the pandemic who believed that I was in danger for sure. And like I wasn't one of those people being like, oh, it's just the government trying to fool us. Though I realized that the government was having a little bit of fun too with it, you know, like I wasn't totally naive, but I definitely could sense the danger and the realness of like a pandemic. I know what that is. And I was not really enjoying living in a kind of a congested city during that time. And so the idea of moving to Manitoba and getting out into the like this sort of fantasy of and I did live it. Like I did actually realize this. I moved to like a little farmhouse in Oakburn, Manitoba, which is very much rural, very
Cool.
remote.
Yeah.
And I didn't stay there for long though, because I'm not a real cowboy, and I had no idea what I was doing. But the fact is, though, that I was welcome there, very much so. Not only that, um, it was lonely AF, and it was even though there were connections I was able to make, and I had a great neighbor who taught me about like actual farming or
Cool.
gardening and stuff like that. And people were constantly knocking on my door, by the way, in the town, and I was constantly screaming every time they did because to me, like the idea of someone just knocking on your door unannounced was so foreign to me, that and I have such bad nerves that it was like literally eliciting like imagine like, it's like the woman screaming in Psycho in the shower. Like that was me every time someone knocked on my door. Like
Wow.
blood curdling scream.
This
And
old farmer's being all friendly and stuff, you know?
yeah, do you mind if I take the hay out of your backyard? And do you like sausages and bacon? Yes, 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 yes. And then I mean, I had guys like inviting me to come and like go and get like wood for the winter with them. Like, oh, I
See?
don't even know what to call it. Lumbering.
Wood for the winter. You got it right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because I had a wood stove in that place, because sometimes I hit myself for not staying in that place because then I moved to Brandon and that was a whole other
Hmm.
kettle of fish. And then the other thing that happened is while I was there, I did kind of like come out as gender queer, which obviously I knew I was for years, but have been slightly in denial about like putting any labels on it because labels can suck and they're
Hmm.
scary and they make things really real. And
Hmm.
but I noticed, but anyways, yeah, then I put out, after moving from Oakburn, going to Brandon around that time in the winter of 2021, that's when I put out the last record. So that's the long answer.
There you go. Gotta love it. So when does Bobby Dove say, I'm going to play the guitar and I'm going to write songs and I'm going to become a musician? And where was that time in your life when you decided to pick up the guitar and away you went?
You know what? I was like, when you said that, I was thought you were talking about the present. I was like, never, because all I do is admin work and travel plans. Like, but then I thought of it. I'm like, oh, you're asking about the past. No, but I actually feel like I'm about to go into like a writing frenzy. So this is why I have to hold, yeah,
Good for
five
you.
pens, but as well as needing to smoke. But when did I start writing? I started writing though well before Bobby Dove was imagined or named, and I started writing when I was a little kid. Started writing poetry. It was like I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to have a career in the arts for as long as I can remember. I never wanted to be something real. I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
wanted to just either sing or draw or write or all of them. And so that's what I do. Of course, it hasn't been like a straight and easy road. And of course, I've had jobs along the way that weren't that. But yes, at some point, I really did a lot of sacrifices, I guess, and really pursued it. So,
Good for you. Excellent. Bobby, do you remember the first time you ever played in public?
oh my gosh,
I
that's
don't
such a
want to
great
trigger you.
question.
That could be triggering for some folks.
No, no, it's these are good memories for me. I
Good.
There's a few memories that pop up, like, and of course, like, when you're a kid, you're forced to sing for, you know, each other
Oh,
and
sure.
not forced, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you gotta sing for the parents at Christmas and
Yeah. So
stuff.
let's say you had the guitar. Bobby's got the
Okay, yeah,
guitar,
let's
and
say
Bobby's
with the
going to say,
guitar.
and she's
Yeah, okay.
in front of her first crowd. Where was
Yeah.
that?
It was hold on, I'm trying to think. I think it might have been a talent show at the school, at the high school, and I was 13 and I had this song that was I could still play it for you to this day. I remember it.
Nice.
It was very depressing, almost like a suicidal type of song.
Ouch.
And a lot of D minor.
Gotta love it. There you
Oh
go.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was a the opposite of a banger, and I went up there and I played this one song. And I just remember, and also that was the year that it was eighth grade. I had shaved my head near the beginning of the year, and I had the year before in grade seven, because in Quebec, being from Montreal, Quebec, our school system's a bit different. So we start high school in grade seven and then graduate grade and after grade 11. There's not like this 7 to 9 to that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you're 12, you can be in school with 16-year-olds, okay?
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm playing for not just, other 12 and 13-year-olds. I'm playing for the cool 60 grade 11ers too, right? And parents and stuff. and I had shaved my head and everyone wanted to touch my head, and sometimes I was bullied, sometimes I was whatever, but I'd come out as gay when I was 13, beginning of 8th grade, came back from summer, with a self haircut, self-made, I'd gone
Uh-huh.
from being this long-haired, president of the grade, dating all the boys, on the basketball team, to like literally coming back and like smoking cigarettes in my dad's old leather jacket with like Katie Lang haircut.
I
Okay.
love it.
Then I shaved the head. Um, I went through my little Billy Corgan fashion phase too there in grade 8. It was really great. And it was a great look, honestly. And
Yeah.
I had the physique for it as well. And anyways, going up there and playing that talent show, I just remember this is gonna be so this is gonna sound so bad out loud, but like I just remember the girls like after being like, that was so cool, that was
I
you're
love
so
it.
good,
See?
Can I touch your head? And I was like, I gotta keep doing this. This is like
Well, you see,
instant
I
grat.
shaved on both sides. You see, I just got a mohawk now.
There you go. Watch out for the
Yeah, watch
ladies.
out, baby.
I know. No, you're taken, aren't you? Anyway,
Oh
sorry, I
yes,
don't want
yeah,
to
we've
ruin
been married
your.
for quite some
Yeah,
time.
and I met your wife, and she's
You
really
did,
nice.
yes, you did.
Anyways, but I shaved my head, and I had the songs coming, and yeah, it was very encouraging. And then I remember another instance where I think it was at some family reunion thing with my cousins, and my cousins were all 3 to 6 years older than me. And because I had the weird haircut and the weird look, I was able to get into a bar, relatively easy. And I was with them at a bar. I think we were all underage drinking at this hotel bar or something. And somehow my cousin got me to get up and play a song like when the band was taking a break.
Oh, no way.
And it
Good
was so
stuff.
embarrassing and it was so fun. And I remember the feeling of the adrenaline. And then that led to later on like open mics. And then I started hosting open mics, organizing my own shows with people, with regulars from the open
Great
mics. And
stuff.
I built a kind of little community in Montreal around that,
Yeah,
honestly.
good
Like
for you.
not built from like, but like I was good at putting people together. Like sometimes, and I'm not trying to give myself more credit here than I should. Honestly, sometimes me bringing people together in these situations, people would start bands with these other
Yeah.
people that they didn't know before.
Hmm.
So it was very cool how that was happening. And then I then transplanted into a scene that was already completely existing without me,
Cool.
that I did not have any part in creating, which was the old time country music club of Canada at the Wheel Club,
Nice.
which I started going to in about 2011, 2012. And then I got sucked into that so hard that I didn't care about the open mics as much anymore and stuff like that and putting people together. Now I wanted to just learn and play country music. I have my mentor, Bobby Hill, who is the lap steel player there. He was in his 80s.
Right.
He had
That's
been a big time showman and radio
mm-hmm.
host, playing live on the air with folks like Jean Carignan and yeah, just some of the greatest bluegrass and traditional players in Canada, in the history of bluegrass and
Yeah.
trad music in Canada. He was involved with them, so he started mentoring me, teaching me all these country songs, and that had a big impact too on the songs I started writing. At that time.
That's cool. Bobby, we spoke earlier about your co-write with Jim Lauderdale. How did that co-write come about? That's and then I guess he ends up producing some of your album too.
No, he didn't produce any of the album,
Oh, okay.
but it came about quite nicely because what happened was that I met him at Folk Alliance 2019 in Montreal. We were doing these things called speed meetings
Oh yeah.
in the bright and early morning. And I had a 10-minute speed meeting with Jim Lauderdale. And within 5 minutes, we were like holding hands and crying and talking about songs we could write. And
I love it.
we just had an instant connection. So we kept in touch. We started even like, yeah, like coming up with titles or hooks that week, that weekend. And then we kept in touch, but he's really very hardworking and very busy individual. So catching up with him to write in person has actually still not happened yet. But I had a song that I was working on that I was really stuck on that I was able to send him when I was getting ready to record my album. And he started contributing and we started going back and forth.
Hmm.
And that's how that came about. And so he contributed
Outstanding.
a lot to that song.
Yeah.
And I knew also, cool thing about that tune is that, yes, I was stuck on it, but I wouldn't have even started writing a song with that melody and that and those stylistic choices if it hadn't been for the huge impact that he has had on me musically and as a writer.
Yeah.
Because that song just already felt like a Jim Lauderdale song because yeah, of how much he has influenced me.
Exactly. You've been
He's a
at it
legend.
very much so. Yeah. Um, is there a point in your career, and you've been at it since 2016, you're come 10 years into doing this. Um, is there a point in your career when you were an emerging artist and then you felt this was the turning point and it's going to be different from now on?
I have to laugh because there were moments where I thought it was a turning point and things would be different. And then in Quebec, you say le plus que change, le plus que reste le même. Like
Uh,
the more that changes, the more that stays the same. Like,
plus c'est la
I'm
chance, plus
still,
c'est la même chose.
yeah, exactly. Like it's exactly. So it's very much that, I still have to I want to still call myself an emerging artist, even though I do feel established in many ways.
Yeah,
And you know, um, I'm not going around to open mics and banging on my guitar, not knowing what the hell's going on,
sure.
at a tune or something. But I'm still struggling like every single day to deal with all the stuff of being independent. Like, yes, I have a distribution label, but it's not like some kind of like 360 deal where everyone's taking care of everything for me. Like, there's an amazing person there who is like a great sounding board for me and who helps, but it's not like, yeah, I'm still essentially an independent artist.
Yeah,
And distribution, when I say distribution, it's digital distribution. It's not, I still had to deal with the nitty-gritty of making my records, my CDs, all my merch, my branding, my design stuff, every single aspect of logistics. I don't have a Canadian agent. I don't have an agent anywhere right now. Uh, Actually, maybe a little bit in the UK right now. So we're working on something, but yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if there is an exact turning point. There were moments though where I thought, like I remember in 2019, okay? I remember getting booked for Vancouver Island Music Fest, Vancouver Folk Festival, there were music series that I was playing that were paying me like I was getting some real money to play my songs, for like 45 minutes. And it was like, oh, this is a turning point for sure. But then I almost got my head a little big about it and thought, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. No, I've been doing plenty of this and I've been doing plenty of that ever since as well. And I
That's
quickly
interesting.
learned
That's
to,
great. Yeah,
have to, what's the word? Mitigate my own ego about things and really stay,
yeah,
it's not hard to be humble when you do what we do.
very
Definitely
much
not.
so. Very much, yeah. Someday you just got to show up to your gig some days and not see a lot of people in the crowd, and that'll humble the shit right out of
Oh,
you.
oh, absolutely. I mean, they're talking to me about what happened like last week in Winnipeg. I'm not too proud to admit, like there were not a lot of people even at my album release. In fact, where the hell were you? So
Hey,
anyway,
you stopped here before, Sault Ste. Marie, remember?
wait, you're in Sault Ste. Marie?
I am.
Oh, Oh my God. Okay, sorry. I'm like, okay, yeah. Why didn't you drive then 16
9 hours?
hours to get here? Okay, sorry. For some reason I thought you were in Winnipeg. I'm sorry, Brian.
That's all
Okay,
right.
well, fair enough, fair enough.
There's
I
another
did
guy from the
not
Sioux
stop
that
in Sault
plays in
Ste. Marie this
Streetheart
morning.
that's in Winnipeg, and Jeff Neal. But
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cool,
there you
cool.
go. But yeah, well, there you go. And you know what? If we had a scene here, I would be much more involved with that kind of stuff. But that's the big thing that it's great to be where you are because it seems like there is capabilities to get gigs within 2 to 3 hours. Where
Right.
I either got to go locally or I got to go 4 to 5, 6, 7 hours farther.
I
So
played
it's
a series not far from the Sioux on my tour on my way back just recently called Just Passing Through in Richard's Landing. That was pretty cool, by the way.
yes. Yeah, they
That
don't
was
hire
a
local acts.
No, I figured yeah, it looks like they do more
Yeah.
importing. Oh, sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. But so, and then I had talked to someone about playing in the Sioux, so I will try to get back soon. There's a few people who I know will come out, and I'll bug you as well.
I'll come
So
by.
we'll
I'll
see
open
about
for
that.
you. You- if you
Yeah, well,
want.
like yeah, well, I mean, so the gigs I played in the Sioux are more like the type of thing where I'm playing at like a pub, you know? It's
Yeah,
not really an
exactly.
opening situation, but if there ever was, I mean, I'm flattered and all, you know?
Yeah, cool. Well, that's cool. Um, when it comes to songwriting, Bobby, are you a solo writer or do you prefer the co-write or how does that work for you?
I'm I'm more of a solo writer. I mean, the whole thing with Jim Lauderdale, that was beautiful and it made sense at the time, but I'm not part of some machine right now where I get together with like 1 to 4 other songwriters regularly and come up with, you know, a song about this or a song about that or on this theme or this situation. I'm more of a lone wolf to begin with. So it just naturally translates into being to working on my own as well a lot of the time.
Good stuff. That's outstanding.
So I'm open to co-writes and stuff. And I've talked to, there's a few people that I've reached out to or have reached out to me and things that we've talked about happening, but I don't want to put names out there because I don't want to jinx anything, right? I just
Of
want
course.
to make sure I keep an open mind for those connections, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Bobby, when you your albums have full band on it, you got steel guitar and bass, drums, everything's there. Um, when you tour, you're not usually with a band, are you? You're just on your own?
I tend to do a lot of the driving on my own and I meet up with people or I play solo if the, you know, budget and the gig like or the contract specifies that. Um, but I try to hire as I have different bands in different locations is what my situation
Nice.
is and has been for quite a while. And the longer I go and do this, the more I have real strong bands in different places. Like, I mean, I don't want to, and I'm not bragging in any way because I wish I could just have, you know, sometimes I wish I could have one band and I could afford to bring them everywhere with me and we could just be like this unit. Um, but it doesn't always work out that way. And
Hmm.
of course, budget wise, there's lots of limitations, and it's only getting worse with the cost of living and gas prices and stuff like that. So basically, I have right now going west to east. I've got a band based in Alberta. I've got a band based in Saskatchewan. I've got a band based in Manitoba. I've got a band based in Toronto or Ontario. I've got a band based in Montreal, Quebec, and you know, I'll take them to Ottawa. And then so that's like 5 bands. Then I
Nice.
started a band in Halifax just recently and a Nashville band last year. So that's 7 bands. That's a
Good
lot
for
of
you.
relationships with a lot of people
Yeah.
to maintain and to honor and respect and deal with. So and a lot of money that goes out, you know, from whatever I'm
Yeah.
making and it's cool because it feels like wow. So like let's say that's 35 people about
Yeah.
that I'm working with or let's say 30, okay, to be um conservative. So 30 people
That's a big band.
That's a big band. And then there's the people who were like, then there's the alternates, right? There's
Yeah, of
maybe
course.
three drummers that I might call here, depending on who's available. There's a couple drummers there.
So let me ask
Yeah.
you this: when it comes to your recording, do you have a certain crew that you turn to on a regular basis when it comes to making the albums?
Well, I've only made a few, so it's been a
Yeah.
slightly different crew each time so
Okay.
far. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
I've done all my records so far, my full length records, all three of them have been done in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So there's that. And Bert Carroll is the one mainstay who has been on all of my records so far
And what does he
on
play?
pedal steel. He plays pedal
Pedal steel?
steel,
Cool.
Weissenborn, and Dobro.
Wow. Yeah, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Bobby, let me just say, for guys like me, you're a shining light that I look at to give
Stop.
myself to say, yeah, look at her go and
Thanks.
keep going. Because you're
Thank you,
doing it your way.
Brian.
You're being what you are. And
Yeah.
that's authentic, it's real, and in a business where we are covered in too much glitter and sparkle, we have less and less of real coming along. So just know that.
Thank you.
So tell all the folks where they can find out more about you, Bobby Dove, and your music and all the rest of that fun stuff. And also if you have any dates coming up to play.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me on the pod, Brian. Sorry, I
No
can't
problem.
talk. And I they people can find my stuff at bobbydove.com. Most of my social media is at Bobby Dove Music. I do the Instagram, Facebook, and a little bit of the TikTok now. And I got dates coming up. I'm playing this summer, bunch of stuff in Western Canada. I'm doing an album release in Calgary on July 14th. I'm playing Big Flat Folk Fest July 11th in Easton, Saskatchewan, with a bunch of great folks on the bill like Mariel Buckley and Bob Sumner and Lachlan Neville. I'm playing South Country Fair in Fort Macleod, Alberta, also in July and around July 19th. It's going to be a great time as well. And doing other gigs around that. I think I'm going to Fernie as far west as I'm going this summer. So
Cool.
just a little bit
Excellent.
past the crow's nest there.
Right
And then
on.
I'm also going to do Toronto Folk Festival in August, maybe a couple of other gigs in Ontario that are cementing right now. And then I'm going to the UK to do the Long Road Festival
Wow.
in,
Nice.
I can't pronounce the name of it, UK. Okay, and Emmylou Harris, Steve Earle, Jim
Oh.
Lauderdale, they're all on
Oh.
that bill. So of
Oh,
course I'm
oh.
just one of the little guys, in that situation. And I'm happy, very grateful and happy that I'll be there. So that's happening. And
Outstanding.
September, Americana Fest in Nashville. I got my first official showcase after prostrating myself for 10 years to them. Okay. September 15th, 19th, I'll be at Americana Fest. All right. Doing an
Here it
official and
is,
then
folks.
doing
Here,
a
here's my
queer
bottom
showcase.
line. Here's my
Yeah.
bottom line with Bobby Dove. Shut off the country radio and just buy her music because it's real country music, not that other stuff. There you go.
Thanks,
There you go.
Brian.
Stick around, Bobby
Cheers.
Dove. I'll catch up with you here in a few seconds and we'll say goodbye to all these folks. And here's a Nicorette for y'all for the
Yeah.
road.
Sponsored by Nicorette.